Shamu BM. I will share live all true football fans channel also on YouTube. Anyway, yeah, the book quick in comment about the La Liga, and La Liga is getting more interesting. As a Premier League, more fans and the amount for attention is switching more to the Premier League. Forgetting said the La Liga and so Koswa and YCE 2 games so far, and the 2 main contenders, will be winning the 2 games, 6 points. Barcelona, after beating Real Mallorca away by 3 goals to 0, almost like Levante, coming from 2 goals down, really 3-2. And for Madrid, the first match was Osasuna 1-0, and then Oviedo, Kuchana 3. Kofi, share. So in the first place.
Oh sure, senior, we are fine. Oh absolutely. Say no there. We are there. We need free.
All right. Yes, if one has more emotion, say, more subscribe to your channel. So, I have a video no so my to your copy video the link now. Now what was what to group be a woman? I said now for will be a what the sending and the move for be a the move for crowd was man. Any he has say. When you see how they enjoy, and obviously, next time on Super Shama. Quick one on La Liga now. You find common see 2 games for Barcelona, more winning now. 2 games for Madrid, more winning now. But it was like Madrid now more convincing in the first game, but then emphatically or more at the Oviedo at some proper position. I mean, Alonso Asase Hunyamaso.
Yes, probably because fixtures ni Fivano. The general issue with Alonso side before picking up the job and the before the start of the season or promise a convincing Real Madrid side on the ball, beautiful ball, and any opponent be and they will dominate in terms of possession and also in terms of score lines. I mean almost side, but from Club World Cup banano kind of convincing performance from Alonso, but I think the last game against Oviedo improvement in terms of total team play. Usually coaches winnings in different ways. Sometimes it's not only about the scoreline but how you play. You can lose a game, you can draw a game, but the performance in totality, the confidence and the belief that moving forward and then you can win a game, but if the performance is not good, believe moving forward and now you get that impression that there's a lot to be done. And based on that and 2 games now so far I mean at home, the first game at the Bernabeu, it was against Osasuna side, right? I mean it's a very good way of starting the season. Unya Osasuna in front of your favorite fans. I mean it's a good way to start the season. Until they got the win 1-0. Unfortunately not performance they not that good. And then the second game away to play a newly promoted side, Real Oviedo. And I mean I've always said this season first 2 games now Madrid it was a fine way for them to start the season. But the good thing is that against Oviedo yesterday, you will say na performance na improve. But he made some changes when they starting 11 right? This time Oswechi Kobo typical 4-4-2 with Mbappe and Ada Gule leading the attack and benching Vinicius Jr. And then the midfield 4 obo Rodrigo de Goes, Tchouaméni, Valverde, and then Franco Mastantuono. Actually also or the Rudiger Ebeyi Militao. So it was Rudiger and then Dean Huijsen. Of course, the left back there, Alvaro take over completely. And on the right back so or the Trent Alexander-Arnold echo bench and we introduce you the most experience in that position for Real Madrid as we speak, Daniel Cavalla, right? And he improve omu game and then actually or shall say or changes the Binuma Bem and all of that. Clearly you can see that Alonso is working to put the team at a position on be vintage, on be convincing enough on any day. So far I think it's good for him.
Based on the changes already in Iran, is he suggesting up to now we need Madrid 11 now?
Well, according to one post-match interview, or say he doesn't have a set of 11 players Nemo or share each game any opponent no how he will line up against them. I disagree with him, but I mean sometimes coaches approach games that way, especially when they have enough quality. And you know, it will be 2 ways. It me suggest to say only setting on a particular first 11, right? And then the other side is that if you are, I mean, you have enough quality, you read your opponent and then decide say win a bebo. From where I sit, me who say or try a lot of options. It's clear say Unyanya the first 11 yet, because at Leverkusen he wasn't doing that. At some point Unyanya the first 11, you know, this will be an injury and now see be a suspension, be a frame almost every time be a omuna airball, right? And I see that as a clear case of a coach on that and settle on the first 11, because some of the players are no mere status, no, as more out of form as we speak. For example, Vini Jr., right? In recent times, almost all the games are about for Madrid. From last season, BPM Club World Cup, even before the Oviedo game against Espanyol, Benabao, who the best from Vinicius Jr., right? Clearly, I think Alonso in the first 11 until he's trying other options to get there.
All right. Omo rivals Barcelona they seem to be flamboyant. I mean, scoring goals for fun. 6 goals in the first 2 La Liga games, even though I conceded 2 against Levante the other day. But you don't see Barcelona. Don't watch Barcelona and say Omo team has a hatusini.
Sure, absolutely. I think the only issue has to do with Marcus Rashford. And the last time against Levante or Statia, right? So usually from pre-season bench, coach most of the times starting Marcus Rashford from the bench because Rafinha able that left wing, But in the last game, he decided say obe pushing Rafinha akobo the number 10 rule. Now or the Rashford ako the left wing with Lamine Yamal right wing. But as a Rashford but I mean Flick approve say players are here obi to push them and to build them. He's there to do it, because until say Hansi Flick Barca were even looking at selling obi to say Rafinha, but last season or transforming very well. I am thinking that as we move along, obi to say Marcus Rashford or be building or be pushing to do more and to perform at that level, because say coach ni say unya both Rashford and Rafinha at the same time on the field. And I mean, apart from that, almost every position he has players. For example, the first game against Mallorca in the midfield too, about Pedri and then Frankie de Jong. The last game against Levante, he decided say obedi Marc Casado ebeba back abe partner Pedri. Until if your options, the back four no decided say he will hold on, because or per se or Kunde Gradua now or get it back to the setup. So maintaining Arroyo and then Kubasi with Bardi and then Eric Garcia the right back. And also, I mean, it was only Fermin Lopez I was starting first game, and because Rafinha ebebo number 10 to free or maintaining Ferran Torres with Lamine. Almost every position biano. Barcelona backups, they have the quality to be able to do the job. Unlike Madrid and America say don't settle on a particular set of players or first 11, at Barcelona clearly you can mention first 11, right, and you get it right. That's how it is.
And my final question, what sort of La Liga season are you looking up to? I mean, the first 2 games, I mean, Barcelona has sent 2 games, Madrid has sent 2 games. Club out also means a better chase be Atletico Madrid. They have just 1 point from 2 games, having lost to Espanyol, and then at home on board draw to Elche. Clearly, Diego Simeone narrate them, and it doesn't look like the Atletico Madrid side between have competed the Madrid and the Barca for the La Liga title. Clearly, about 2 horse race.
Sure. Even from last season, by Diego Simeone form, so it became a competition between Barcelona and Real Madrid. And the same thing in this season. At least for now, Diego Simeone has proven there. The boys on one casa they are not up there yet. It's not as if they don't have quality anymore. Utilibo Griezmann and then Julian Alvarez at the same time. Very few teams and the was top players we were omenu as omo attackers. So what I say, but I think say in the case of Simeone in Atletico no, say as a insubia chewo tuemu so he needs to go for a different person to come with fresh ideas, because now saying they've been buying one of the teams, one of the coaches are the two players. Hey, they go Simeone, but unfortunately it's not working. Clearly Nihuni say a straight competition between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Now I've always said say Barca is up there, only shaped up in such a way say a Real Madrid Mona air from behind to come and compete them for the La Liga title. But there is one thing I see in the last two games on the part of Real Madrid. I was say Barcelona for take a lesson from. For example, in the last game, Barcelona conceded 2. And so they got to Real Madrid 1 against Osasuna, 3 against Oviedo. Clean sheet in those 2 games. And then up front, you have Kylian Mbappe. In the 2 games, he scored 3. And it is something that a bit more pushy Madrid to make the chase very, very difficult for Barcelona. And if you ask me, yes, I mean a street fight between Barcelona and Real Madrid. But as a Madrid for also, 1 or 2, situations be a pushy and typical of those things I'm talking about in Mbappe form. This is the second season. Even last season in the La Liga as a player, he scored something around 30-31 goals in the La Liga alone, and was started very well. And he makes it a tough competition for Barcelona.
All right, so La Liga no, very, very interesting this season. I mean, the fight between Barcelona and Real Madrid for the title no, very, very interesting. We're only in match day 2. I call match day 3. After match day 3, I be breaking for international activities. I mean, countries in the World Cup qualifiers. Right after international break, no, that will be around 14th September near there. And who say title and as a La Liga race no be so.